What's good, YouTube? Back here with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get into it.
Today, I'll be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears. A job! This is a horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not. And most of the time, we don't. But everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day. Because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity.
Shit, I would even say if you got like aspirations for it, you still wouldn't want to work. If you had the opportunity to get all the things that you ever wanted without having to work, I'm almost 99% of people is not working.
To get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9 to 5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job? That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Nah, that's too much. But eventually, you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually, we all have to get a job. However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job? Finding one that hires you. I swear, you can send 100 applications to 100.
Nah, that's factual, bro. You could send like 300-400 applications. You might hear back from like 10 places, and then you maybe get like 5 interviews, maybe. And you still ain't gonna accept it.
Different places, and all of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait. Just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience.
They be like it'd be like, okay, you need an entry-level job here. You need 5 years of experience. What the fuck you mean 5 years for an entry-level? Now here smoking that crap.
Like, isn't that what this job is for? How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear none of those people be reading them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. And then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position.
Nah, you know what the craziest part be? Like, I don't know if anybody else, I know anybody else has seen this shit, but like, or had this happen to them, but like, you send a job application and immediately it's oh, we moved on with this position. Oh, like did a human even read this joint? Like, how? Like, I sent it 5 seconds ago. What do you mean I've already been denied it? Like, it was crazy.
That you applied for, so get the robots. Back when I was still applying for jobs, I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I'd never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business?
Why do you want to work for us? Which drive? What do you need? What is the what are you going to provide for the company? Be like, yo, like, I don't care about none of this shit. I mean, I just need some money. Like, you want to ask me why I want to work here? Is because I need some fucking money.
Hiring, like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done? Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Shit, I don't know.
Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers. What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So you gotta lie with any question they ask. You have to make yourself look as good as possible. So you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely.
I feel like if you ask that question, if they give you a real answer, I feel like you gotta hire him. I feel like you gotta hire him. That's real right there. That's real.
Always wanted to be a slave. Congratulations, you have successfully become employed The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
Jiggle my balls.
They can make or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing.
They do.
That's how my
Be making
last
or breaking.
real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders. I would mess up orders, and one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding. Best believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kind of jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like, damn, bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and so out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m. Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once, but I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive
niggas was funny as shit, Squid Games.
Yeah, it's my birthday today. What can I get out here for free? You a bitch.
If I had trash coworkers or a trash boss,
You've
I
been out
would
of there.
have not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for bullshit. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no coworkers, so I had nobody to talk to,
Damn,
and my
that's
boss
lonely.
was not a bad person, but
That's
a
just
bad
lonely.
boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking, I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking that. Plus, he only
you
paid
can't
me
do that.
through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App?
Hell
Man, I
nah.
haven't.
I
I
don't
only
know why you
worked there
stayed.
for a few weeks. He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for 1 day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising.
Nah, that's crazy. That's a crazy assumption. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I don't know what you thought this was, but that's crazy.
So I left. That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm just saying I can understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream!
Just
So when
trash.
looking for a job,
It's not
make
American
sure to
dream,
get
it's
one that you
just
like
trash.
if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different structure.
To Morocco, I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flacco. I came in a hard top, I'm still in the drop.